What's up, guys? So in this video we're gonna do some maintenance on both cars. Just there's not a whole lot, just some routine stuff. Changing a few things with the 70 and just looking over the 67. So we'll start with the 70. We plan on changing the carburetor. We had TRC 950 on it. That's what we started out with. We've had it for several years. We've run on 67 once or twice. And man, it ran fine. The 70 didn't run, what we wanted it to, or thought it could run the other day at Etheridge when we tested it. There's several things we're gonna change, but we just think the motor just ain't making the power that we thought it was gonna make, which on the dyno, it pretty much showed us that it wasn't making the power we were expecting. And it's probably because it's a 23 degree headed 415. It's just the heads just ain't making the power. But it's still a good motor for the car. It's still a good motor for Will to learn in, before we step it up some. But we have a blue quick fuel 850 that we ran for a long time on 67, and we know it's a good carburetor. It's very consistent. The 67 has ran one of its fastest times with that carburetor. We've been using it as a spare in the trailer, just in case I need it, because it's pretty comparable to my Rupert time-wise. So that's what we put on the 70, and my dad had already had it on before I got here. But we also run the valves on the 70, and just checking over stuff. I don't know if y'all could hear in that video of testing the 70, it had a pop at the end of both passes I made. We found that the headers were some header bolts were loose. We pulled the gaskets out, and you can see where it wasn't sealing up. So my dad siliconed them up, and put the headers back on. So hopefully that was the pop we were hearing. And we tried some new oil, some GP1 racing oil. We get our oil from Jay Dickens in Aberdeen. He was running a base 20W50 racing oil that we've been using, which we had no issues out of and really liked. He swapped to this GP1 racing oil, and it's like a green oil. We've never run it before. I thought I'd done run it in the 67, but I haven't. I actually put it in the 70, and when we pulled the valve covers off, it was pretty, had a lot of condensation, and it was a real, just built up. I don't know, maybe we weren't letting the car heat up enough every time we cranked it to get that condensation out. But I went ahead and put it in the 67. So if it does the same thing with the 67, then we're gonna swap oil to something else. Maybe go back to that base. Just have to order it online. But I went ahead and ran the valves on it. We did not change the oil because on the 70 we did not change the oil because all it has is them 2 dyno pulls and those 2 passes we made. So we didn't do that. So yeah, that's pretty much what we did. Changed carburetor, ran valves, found out where that popping was from. Hopefully fixed that with the headers. So y'all check it out. Oh, let's see it. I mean the springs yet.
Oh,
I ain't really in a hurry because I don't know if we're gonna be able to take it anywhere for anywhere else.
he put on my credit card.
Could have took it to Jackson today, but just. I hadn't talked to Will this weekend. I wasn't like.
You got all on the side.
Yeah, I think so. I want to get this one ready for next weekend. Yeah, it's got cracks in it. Just cheap ass. Well, it ain't cheap, but it was flimsy fiberglass.
Not cheap, it was cheap made.
All right, so for the 67, we're just doing routine maintenance on it. I've changed the oil, run the valves on it. I'm loosening the front shocks up on it. That's what we did. Getting it ready for this coming weekend. This coming Saturday, we're gonna go to Montgomery. SFG's having a big race there this weekend. It's actually a 5-day race, starting on Wednesday. But I gotta work, and I'm just gonna go for one race. It's 50,000 to win on Saturday. So I just want to go just for Saturday and double enter. I feel like double entering is my best shot of making something happen, and just going and focusing on one race, double entering. It's a lot of money, to race in these races, the big money races like that. So I feel like I just go to one and double enter in it. The people are there all weekend, don't get a time trial, which may not make a big deal. I get one time trial Saturday morning. All the new entries do. I just want to go and focus on one. I'm double entering and having one buyback. It's a lot of money you're spending. So but it's a lot of money you're racing for, and I love racing for a lot of money in these big races. I feel like the best comes out of me when I'm racing for a lot of money, and I just love those atmospheres of that much money on the line. But that's what we're getting 67 ready for. so we got both cars ready. Well, I mean, we got 67 ready to go. 70, we don't know if we're gonna be able to get it out again this year. I don't really know if there is a spot we can take it, we will take it. But this weekend is probably gonna be my last race ain't the last race of the year. We plan on going somewhere in December. But it's gonna be one of the last races of the year for me this weekend, because next weekend, we're starting Thanksgiving and stuff like that, and I have to work weekends again and stuff like that is coming. So I think that the end of December, like the weekend before New Year's, we're gonna go somewhere if the weather's good. Montgomery usually has a race that weekend. May go there. I know Gulfport's already announced they're having 310s. We may go there. If the weather is really cold here in December, which is possible, we'll probably just go to the coast. But that's the plan, is to go this race Saturday and then go somewhere at the end of December. And then that'll be our last race of the year. And then depending on what we do to the 67 over the winter, we'll start back in March. Or maybe February. We may go to Louisiana in February. I don't know. We'll see. But just depends on what we're going to do with 67 over the winter. Because I talked about putting a rack and pinion on it. And the guy I've talked to, he's kind of pushed me back some. So I don't know when he can do it. But we'll see. I'd hate to take it to Gulfport with a new rack and pinion on it. But I might still do it. But that's if we get it put on. I know I need headers built. I'm going to try and get Acker to build me a set of headers. I got the header kit for him to build them. I was just trying to wait till I had a rack and pinion on it, because once we've got that stock gearbox out of the way, it would be a lot easier, because these headers on this driver's side is very tight, and because of that steering, the rack. Well, not the rack, but the shaft and the gearbox is sitting right there. But we'll see. I may just let him build a set of headers with this stock gearbox, because the car drives really good. The front tires these front tires out on the car, I got the most passes I've ever put on a set of front tires. And they still look really, really good. So I may not even mess with it. But we don't even know if we got the 70 straightened out. I mean, we made 2 passes, and the front tires still got the tits on them, but in the center, the head's knocked off of them. But only time will tell with that. I mean, if we could get 100 passes, 120 passes out of them, I'd be happy. Another thing we're going to do to 70, we'll probably do this pretty soon. We're not going to wait too soon. The only reason I'm not in a hurry is because I don't know if we're going to be able to take it anywhere else before next year. The rear springs are 170-pound springs, and I forgot about that. And that's just too stiff of a spring for this car. I called QA1, talked to them. I figured a 130 would be the spring need to be on it, and they agreed with me. A 130 is what needs to be on it to help it transfer the weight better. Because the rear shocks, the compression's on 3. I don't have any more adjustment really. I mean, I could go to 0 on them, but that's not a whole lot. So we're gonna put a stiffer spring on it. Then I'll have more control with the shock, to tighten or loosen the rear of the car up. I mean, my car's got 150s on it, so there's no way this car should have 170 on it. And I noticed that when we put them double adjustable shocks on it, and we should change them then, but we didn't. But we're gonna get some 130s put on it, and the converter is dropping like 1150 RPM at the shift. So we're gonna probably take the transmission out this winter, take the converter to PTC, get it loosened up. Going by the grid, it stalls like 56, 5700. So we're gonna loosen it up to at least 6200 and get it to where it don't drive as much RPM at the shift. But that's it, man. Just maintenance on both cars done, and I got the 67 ready for Saturday. Go see if we can cash in 50 grand.